With ANC members moving along the N2 from Durban towards Nkandla to, we understand, to offer the support to former President Jacob Zuma. Jayed-Leigh Paulse is following this convoy. She joins us now live en route. Jayed-Leigh, a very good morning to you. What are you witnessing there?
Well, a very good morning to you, Blaine, and to the viewers back at home. And what you are seeing on your screen right now is a convoy of vehicles with ANC supporters as well as supporters of former President Jacob Zuma along the N2 from Durban, meeting on the N2 as well as some parts of the province, making their way to Nkandla to offer support to former President Jacob Zuma. These ANC members are dressed in regalia. They met earlier on at Mvoti Plaza, where they were singing struggle songs and chanting pro-Zuma songs. And they have been saying that they're going to go and support the president today, regardless of what has happened. Blaine, I must also make mention, sorry for the visuals breaking. We are at the back of a bakkie following this convoy to Nkandla. There's more than 40 vehicles here on this road. They have been also breaking the law. I must make mention of the fact they have been zigzagging on the N2. We have stopped at several spots on the N2 as well where they have been protesting. They are saying they are going to shut down the N2 as they make their way closer to Nkandla. I'm told we're going to be stopping in a shoreway shortly where they will debrief as well and also get more supporters to join this 40-car motorcade, but saying simply that they're going to support former President Jacob Zuma at Nkandla. They are going to lay down their lives for him, and they will not see former President Jacob Zuma going to prison anytime soon, not on the 12th. He will not be handed over to police, and they're going to make sure that they're going to support and stand in solidarity with the MKMVA supporters and the rest of those supporters in Nkandla. As you can see, many of them are following this motorcade. We're going to try and slow down and show you guys back at home some of the flags that are being hoisted. But we will keep you up to breast with what's happening on the N2 as this motorcade makes their way to Nkandla.
Right. Jayed-Leigh, talk to us about the police presence on the N2. What are you seeing? Jayed-Leigh, you still with us? Right, it looks like we lost connection with Jayed-Leigh Paulse. En route following this convoy, I was just talking to her a little earlier, saying that about 20 vehicles are actually in this convoy heading from Durban to Nkandla. We will try and reach Jayed-Leigh in a short while to get an update of what she's witnessing there. Important story indeed. As you can see, we have eyes on all parts of KwaZulu-Natal monitoring this story from various angles. We'll bring in Samkele Maseko as well as Ayanda Mhlongo and Simpiwe Makanya shortly. Jayed-Leigh Paulse is back with us. Jayed-Leigh, I was just asking with regards to police presence on the N2, what are you seeing?
Well, Blaine, earlier on at Mvoti Plaza, we did see a large contingency of police, and I presume they are making their way to Nkandla to offer support to the police that are on the grounds there. But on the N2, I must say that this convoy actually passed a stop. Police officers were stopping cars, and they actually allowed this convoy of 40 cars to proceed. So there hasn't been a lot of police visibility on the N2. Scenes on your TV screens right now is a convoy of 40 cars making their way to Nkandla. Some of the cars have been zigzagging on the N2. They stopped earlier on and protested, and I'm told by the organizer, Nkandla, that they will be stopping closer to Ishorwe, where they will also protest and close down the N2. They have made their voices heard, saying that they want to close the N2, and as they proceed closer to Nkandla, they are garnering more support from the different towns that they'll be stopping at. There is a support base at Ishowe that's going to be joining this motorcade as they draw closer to Nkandla, offering their support to former President Jacob Zuma, saying they're going to lay down their lives. They will not allow the former president to go to prison, regardless of their constitutional court possibly the appeal to rescind the application. But they're saying they're going to be stationed at Nkandla for the rest of the week, and they're going to make sure that more supporters follow suit, as you can see on your screens right now. This convoy making their way to Nkandla. Blaine.
Jayed-Leigh, you've been working this story for a couple of days now, starting off there at the Durban CBD with regards to the show of support for the former President Jacob Zuma. Remind our viewers about what you're witnessing and the sentiment on the ground.
Well, from the support that former President Jacob Zuma has received in Durban, he has a very strong following, a very strong backing, and we saw that support coming out quite strongly as they protested in the CBD of Durban, shutting down some major roads. As you can see on your screen right now, Blaine, just the lawlessness just zigzagging on the roads. We saw a lot of support in CBD, major. What was ironic, and I think a lot of people back at home that witnessed it on the screens as we brought you rolling coverage of the support that the former president has been receiving, is the fact that we have not seen law enforcement stepping in at all to try and, break up the large gatherings that we have seen, and there has been a lot of silence in that regard. I heard you speaking to my colleague Simpiwe Makane earlier on in Nkandla and also asking him the same question, but here in Durban we haven't really seen that happening at all, and I'm sure many people back at home want to know why there is this large gathering happening and why the law enforcement are basically folding their arms in that regard. But a lot of support in Durban, and I suppose just speaking to the provincial spokesperson of the ANC in Durban, Nkandla, he did say that there was a lot of miscommunication, and the branches at the lower levels wanted to know what do they do now that the former president is in the situation. As members of the ANC, what do they do? How can they support him? Because he does have a large following, regardless of the level 4 regulations, regardless of the fact that they cannot gather, they do want to show support, stand in solidarity behind former President Jacob Zuma, and asking the PEC, the Provincial Executive Committee, where to from here. And we saw Mr. Nkandla coming out saying that they will be meeting, and that meeting happened yesterday, to try and find a solution, to try and also gather and engage with the branches and tell them where to from here. So I suppose that what is happening and what is playing out right now is a lot of members are not sure as to how to navigate this terrain. It's the first time that we are seeing this. This is basically history in the making with regards to that decision at the Concourt as well, that application that was brought forward, but also the ANC members unsure as to how to navigate level 4 regulations of the lockdown, but also standing in solidarity and showing us a show of support for former President Jacob Zuma. Blaine.
The following measures are in place here in South Africa with regards to COVID-19 from the 28th of June 2021. That was Sunday. All gatherings, whether indoors or outdoors, are prohibited. This was announced by the president. These include religious, political, cultural, or social gatherings. We're reaching out to our sources as well to find out what's the latest with regards to a police response to this. We're going to try and bring in the police minister, Nkandla, shortly. Hopefully we get him on the line, get his take on what he is seeing. Jayed-Leigh Paulse there monitoring the scene. We'll come back to you in a short while. Stand by. Thank you very much indeed for your reporting.